All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly powerful manifesto on why building a personal brand via social media is the definitive path to modern business success. We're looking at Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. And, if you've ever found yourself wondering how people are actually turning their everyday passions into thriving, fully fledged careers, well, you are in exactly the right place. So let's jump right into the text itself. This book is basically your highly practical blueprint for thriving in today's digital economy. Now, for a little context, the author originally wrote a book back in 2009 called Crush It, essentially telling the world how he used the internet to grow a family wine store into a massive business. This new text we're exploring today shows us that while the core principles absolutely haven't changed, the landscape definitely has. It's really a guide to taking control of your life by leveraging the specific platforms that are commanding human attention right now. Here's a quick look at our agenda for this explainer. We've got a logical distillation of the core philosophies coming up. 1. The new digital reality. 2. Personal brands are for everyone. 3. Stop making excuses. 4. Navigating the platforms. And finally, number 5, the ultimate marketing strategy. All right, starting things off with Section 1, the new digital reality. The author draws this really fascinating contrast in the text. I mean, think about it. In his first book from 2009, the digital revolution was so young that he literally had to define what Facebook and Twitter were. Business leaders completely dismissed them as just pointless time wasters. Well, fast forward to today. Influencer marketing is a multi-billion-dollar industry. The author notes that when an 8-year-old kid says they want to be a YouTuber when they grow up, it's not naive anymore. It is a completely valid, highly lucrative career path. We are literally living in a reality where an 11-year-old kid and his dad can become millionaires just by creating a YouTube channel where they cut things in half. The opportunity is just unprecedented. Moving right along to Section 2, personal brands are for everyone. Now, you might be thinking this methodology is just for typical influencers, right? Like fashion bloggers or entertainers. But absolutely not. There is no single prescribed route here. You don't have to be some flashy lifestyle guru to build an audience. The source material explicitly points out that whether you're a plumber leaning into Facebook, a park ranger using YouTube, or a beekeeper launching a niche podcast, you can launch a brand around your specific expertise. The book is just packed with these amazing examples: dentists, dog trainers, oil change business owners, who all decided to stop toiling away incognito and started sharing their specialized knowledge directly with the world. And this story brilliantly illustrates that exact point. The text shares the incredible journey of Rich Roll. Get this, he was a struggling lawyer facing foreclosure. At one point, his family was actually sleeping in a yurt in Hawaii, and he was, understandably, seriously questioning his judgment. But by simply documenting his journey, writing and launching an audio show, he secured a top 10 iTunes podcast. It actually took him more than 2 years before he could monetize it with ad revenue, but today, he's considered an influencer's influencer, commanding massive speaking fees and living life entirely on his own terms. Or consider Brittany. She's a financial planner. Now, industries like finance and law, they love to point to strict regulations as an excuse for why they can't build a personal brand. Well, Brittany navigated that strict corporate compliance to build her brand using Facebook Live. She even went as far as creating a finance rap video on YouTube. When older colleagues complained that it was unprofessional, she just simply noted that the video wasn't for them anyway. It was for urban teenagers who needed to learn money principles in a fun way. She stayed completely true to her vision, and now she is highly in demand. Which brings us to the tough love portion of the book. Section 3, Stop Making Excuses. The author really forces the reader to confront the reality of their own inaction here. If the tools are completely free and they're available to everyone on a smartphone, what is truly holding you back from starting today? Honestly, it usually comes down to the stories we tell ourselves. The text just aggressively dismantles these common excuses. If you aren't succeeding, it isn't because you're too old or too poor or have too many kids. It's because you haven't fully committed. Period. The author specifically tackles the fear of looking vain, which is a big one. Walking around in public with a camera pointed at your own face? Yeah, it feels awkward. You might look a little foolish at first. But as the text notes, literally everyone looks foolish when trying something new. Smart entrepreneurs simply do not care what other people think of them. And he delivers a pretty blunt reality check here. The author promises that gaining total control of your life is absolutely not a quick fix. It requires massive risk. It's going to take all your mental capacity, your time, and the sacrifice of your leisure hours. You are going to struggle for a long time. But the trade-off is that once you build that robust personal brand, you get to dictate your own schedule and your own future. Okay, let's get into the tactical side of things. Section 4, navigating the platforms. This cheat sheet breaks down the platforms, and it highlights some really critical nuances that a lot of established businesses just totally miss. For instance, Twitter is described as the water cooler of society. It's all happening in real time. Instagram, massive for highly curated visuals and younger demographics, but you really need to pay close attention to Facebook. The text heavily warns against just lazily dropping a YouTube link onto your Facebook page. Facebook's algorithm heavily favors original native video. You have to create specific content for the specific psychology of the people hanging out on that specific platform. So, the overarching platform strategy here, never reject anything without educating yourself first. The author points out that people who laughed at Snapchat probably feel pretty foolish right about now. You must play offense every single day. If you find something that works and then just rest on your laurels, you risk becoming the exact same stagnant, traditional media that you once disrupted. So download the new app, taste it, experiment with it. You don't have to master it, but you absolutely have to understand it. And finally, we arrive at Section 5, the ultimate marketing strategy. So, beyond mastering the algorithms, beyond the relentless hustle, and beyond the daily grind of content creation, the author reveals the single most important ingredient for long-term success. And surprisingly, it has absolutely nothing to do with technology. The grand secret is just genuinely caring. I know it sounds super simple, right? But it is literally presented as the greatest marketing strategy ever devised. The most successful entrepreneurs featured in the source material aren't just passionate about their protein powder or their consulting service. Their truest love is helping customers solve problems. It is all about empathy. If you can bridge that social media savvy with the skills to engage face-to-face with deep empathy and care, you become virtually unstoppable. To wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this really provocative thought straight from the source material. The digital revolution has handed you all the tools you could ever need to build a brand and a business entirely on your own terms. The gatekeepers, they're gone. The path is completely yours to chart. So if the opportunity is sitting right there in your pocket, what exactly are you waiting for?